Welcome to Zero Hit Points, probably, again, maybe. I'm Ryan Miller. With me again, third time's the charm, Adam Parkin.
Hi.
Welcome back. Man, what a trooper this dude. Like, did you even know that I was going to ask you to do this 3 nights in a row, really?
Did you ask me or did I?
No, I never asked you. That's why, yeah, that's the main reason
I'm sorry.
I'm asking.
I just, barged in.
Oh, what a good sport. Like nothing but good stuff to say about PC playing Canadians. That's all
I'm glad we set the record straight on that one.
A few housekeeping issues. Thank you if you've tuned in now or ever. I want you to know that we're aware of the issues, both with the show and with the show. But if stuff goes out of sync for a while, I think I got that solved. We're a small operation here, but I think I figured out.
It's just him.
The reason. Not true. Not even close. It's okay. Well, not close by means of so few people that one person is a long ways off from. So percentage-wise, okay, I got my monitor here. Also, by way of welcome for any newcomers, I know around PAX we get a lot of new followers just because we're doing some groundwork out there. If you got a T-shirt from me or you found stickers on a table or something like that, welcome. This is Zero Hit Points. Like I said, we are a couple of outsiders doing our thing to share our experience with games and quite often movies. Adam's helping me out because Matt couldn't be here. If you go back and listen to that's right, he can be here actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. And for some reason, he's again found some way to not wear a shirt. Man.
He's really lost weight though.
Uncanny.
Pretty amazing.
I think he was going to be in the chat for this show too, but I think he's asleep. So, sweet dreams, young prince. We'll see you later.
Alligator.
So, yes, welcome. This is the first time you've tuned in. Check out some of the other shows that are higher quality in a more controlled environment and not necessarily live. Like this one on day 3 of PAX. It's been a ride, and it's coming to something of an end. Adam,
for me,
is leaving.
Yeah.
Not because of anything I've done.
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
Okay. Ostensibly.
I'm going home tomorrow.
He's got to go home. He's got like a job. Is that right? I'm not sure how the economy works in Canada. Okay. Done enough Canadian jokes. I'll stop. I'm sorry. It's so fun!
I'm sorry, that's my line. I'm the Canadian.
So what do we do today that was different than any other day? Besides wear the same shirt.
Wow, you're looking very...
Thank you. I made it myself.
He's looking very...
I did make it myself. Speaking of which, if you are new, find me. I did not give enough shirts out. So I'm going to be a shirt machine tomorrow if you want anything. You
too could look like this.
You too. Boy. Talk about twinsies, etc. So the main thing we did differently today, I'm going to try not to talk as much as I did last time.
No, go ahead.
Matt's usually very good at keeping me in check. Pedal Adam, whatever you want to call him.
But Adam.
That sounds a little bad, actually. Yeah. You might want to double think that one. I mean, I'm not wearing a sweater today, but it's not for any, like, Mr. Rogers. Bad joke. Hey, what we did different was I got up very
ridiculously early.
Yes. So that's usually been kind of the case in the past. I feel like most days I get up early, don't we? Listen to the day 1, day 2 show. I don't know. There wasn't a lot on the floor either, so I felt like I could sleep in, and I didn't feel like we missed out on anything really. There were a couple things though. I wanted to make sure I got to the VR booth, right, which was
the Bethesda booth.
Yeah, I mean they did a smart thing this year where each station had each game. They're showing Doom, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls or Skyrim. And in the past, for VR booths, each game has had its own station. For Oculus, anyways, I think was the biggest offender when it came to this. Which makes less sense if you think about it, because they're dealing with one platform.
Right.
For this booth, they were dealing with PlayStation VR and the Vive, I think, at least. I didn't see an Oculus there, but I was only in one room. But in the past, you got to the front of the line and you couldn't pick what game you wanted to play. So there was a time where I waited in line to play Super Hot VR and got stuck with Lucky's Tale, which VR was relatively new at the time, so it was still fun, but you can imagine. This year they did something smart. They had all games and all booths, and you could pick. So I picked Doom. Before I get there, actually, I did get in the line about 7, and they've been doing this really smart, cool thing in the lines this year where they run a portable Jackbox, a Jackbox Party Pack 4, actually.
Oh, did they do that again this morning?
Yeah. So, did they do it last year?
I don't remember them doing it outside last year. They did it around the convention center last year.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I remember that because we met Evan a couple times.
Yeah.
Shout out to good old Evan, Jackbox Evan.
Evan Jacover.
And I do remember that portable thing, but they're doing it outside in the lines now, and it's been Jackbox Party Pack 4, so it's all stuff we haven't played yet. Speaking of which, if you want to check out some Jackbox, we had a lot of fun with that last night. Oh, actually, that video's not up yet, so promo. Not go check it out, wait for it to come, and then check it out. But the game they showed off this time was a new one called Bracketeering, and it's basically a tournament bracket, you can imagine, where each player, there's 16, you can get in there, puts in, like they have a subject, which the first one was if you could go back in history, if you had a time machine, who would you go back in history and hug? Basically. So you can imagine there was a... Come on. Somebody wrote in with a time machine that they were going to hug. This person was... Hitler. No?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see.
Which you traditionally go back in time to kill. See, there's the joke. I immediately thought, I'll put my dead grandma, because I thought that would be halfway fun. But dude in front of me literally had a mom that died from cancer like 25 years ago. So
ouch.
He put dead mom in there, and his dead mom won. So I mean, it all worked out in the end. But so the brackets come out, and they people choose the winner, and then the winners choose the winner. Like at one point, it was Spider-Man versus Stan Lee, which I think those were the winners for the hug one. Which Spider-Man isn't real, so a time machine's never going to help you. And Stan Lee's not dead yet. You can give him a hug. You can have a lateral machine, a normal machine. You can drive a car to him and hug him, probably. That's what a normal machine is called, I would suppose. Anyways.
A normal car machine.
Fun game. Went on a bit long. There was a second round where we chose new ones, and maybe it doesn't go as long if you don't have 16 people. So that would make sense. But then the third one was a triple blind. So they ask you for, it was like something that's better green or something like that. And then they would switch it to the name of a hybrid vehicle. So at one point the bracket was the name of a hybrid vehicle, and Eggs and Ham won because that was initially green eggs and ham. You had to be there. It's cool. I have all the Jackboxes, so.
All the Jackboxing?
I'm still impressed at the level of craft in those games.
Yeah.
Like, Jackbox, I think, has always had a following and been good and been a good trivia game.
Yeah.
But I kind of never saw this level of craft and kind of game or board game or even, it's very crafted for the space, too. So they do a really good job with that stuff. So, yeah. Jackbox 4 is going to be fun.
Yep, looking forward to it.
But, and I did the math, and it does work out,
Don't do
Adam.
the math. Don't
right?
do math.
Because we had this,
math.
Normally
Just say no.
Normally I agree with you, actually. But we talked about how if I go to the line early and I wait in line outside for 3 hours to save 3 hours from waiting in line inside, right? And that at first it doesn't sound right until you consider that I'm getting there earlier in the morning, so it's like I'm starting PAX earlier than I could normally. Number one, he's making a face that makes you think he agrees and I'm right, if you can't see it.
Not so much.
But then also I got to the VR line and I only had to wait an hour and a half. So
only an hour and a half?
Well, whereas I got there yesterday and it was a 6 hour wait, so. Success.
Money in the bank.
Money in the bank. Thank you, man. American dollars. So I waited in line. I got to play Doom VR. Dude, Doom VR.
So is it still bad?
Okay. So let's suppose, for the sake of this conversation, that you... Okay. You know, maybe we need to have this conversation again. You didn't
context, yeah. Because potentially there's people listening to this conversation who didn't hear the conversation we had last year.
Who would even...
I don't know.
Does that person exist? You didn't... Okay. Let's even explain... It's hard to talk about. It's hard to even say. You didn't like the new Doom, or you didn't like it as much as we liked it?
I think that's a better way of putting it.
Okay, so it was... You would say it's a competent... give me your review of Doom, the latest Doom.
So I didn't spend very much time with the new Doom, right? Like, so you lent it to me before PAX last year.
You got it for free.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I put it in, tried it out for a little bit, and it, like, so Doom is my favorite. The original Doom, like 1993 id Software Doom, is like my favorite game of all time. So, you know, huge rose-tinted nostalgia glasses for that game. And so I went into the new Doom game.
Nude Doom?
Or how good of a game would that be?
Okay, maybe I can see where the confusion was. Actually.
The new Doom game.
Continue.
Kind of like, you know, with all that sort of baggage coming along with it, right? And so I went, you know, started playing it, and I could see some of the throwbacks to the sort of classic shooters and how it was different from a lot of modern day shooters, but still, at the end of the day, it felt like very much like a modern day shooter. Like, it had a lot of these sort of, you know, RPG-ish elements of, like, with weapons and all that kind of stuff. Sure. And it just, I don't know, it didn't feel like the game I was looking for. So I didn't go very far into it, and I gave you the game back. And then we had this big discussion last year at PAX. Mm-hmm. And everybody ganged up on me because they thought I was crazy. Which may or may not be true, but...
There's a lot of presuppositions. So hard to talk about. A lot of presupposing going on there, so that's fine. Let's pretend that. Okay. I get to the VR booth. I don't think any of that's going to matter for what we're going to talk about. Right. I get to the VR booth. I see Elder Scrolls. They're doing this thing where you point where you want to go, and you hit a button and you go there. And this is with Skyrim. I saw. Really strange. Like, there's no direct control. Like, this was PSVR. So they're using it, which it has, or maybe there's, I don't know. I've never done PSVR, but it was this thing of where it shows a line, literally, like a hopping line. Like, I think about like you're holding down a grenade to throw a Gears grenade, you know, something like that. And you let go and you'll hop to that point. So it's like the person is skipping all around. I think one of the reasons they do that is because it solves the movement problem. Like, one of the big VR problems is your brain trying to correlate with what the movement is. Right. And since you're controlling the movement with your hands, it doesn't always, like, very small shifts or delays or latency is what makes people sick, typically. Along with, you know, there's some refresh rate stuff in there and all that. But so I think that is a solution to that movement problem. I still think it looks real hokey from outside.
That seems weird. Like, I mean, the whole thing about VR, right, is it's supposed to be, like, super immersive. And that sounds like something that would really break the immersion.
Yeah. But I get to Doom, and it immediately makes sense, because what they've done in Doom is something that I didn't see they had done in Skyrim, which all I could see was somebody hopping around, and then left hand was magic, right hand was sword, which still seems cool. But
fireball.
What Doom does is, I had a grenade in one hand, but also what I did with the left hand was do you remember the glory kills from the game? Yeah. Okay, so when they're half dead, they start flashing, you can glory kill them, it's an execution. Yeah. So what they did with the Vive is that you hold down on a button and you target, like you move the little hop over the enemy, and when it turns blue, you let go, and then you glory kill, but it also has an area of effect, so other enemies in that area will just explode. So basically, it's a little. It takes some getting used to, of course, but then by the end, I was like freaking John Wick in there, man. Like, you should have seen me. Like, and I couldn't see the guy that was running the show in there, but I'm pretty sure he was like blown away. Like, his eye, like, just watching me, I must have looked as amazing as I felt.
John Wick!
Like, hopping over cables.
Can we get the Mikey John Wick song that we heard the other day?
Yeah, please. Movies with Mikey, John Wick. Check it out. But eventually I was, like, going quick and you know, like shooting, because I got the chain gun. So I'm, like, chain gunning with this, and I'm, like, looking around, and then I'm, like, left triggering with this, and then hopping and killing and looking behind me. Like, I wanted to be like gun behind me, like, without even looking, and then turn around and like glory kill that dude. Oh man, it was so fun. It was so fun. Nice. Like, it was what, like, wheels are turning. Like, I think a John Wick thing could happen. Like, think like super hot almost, but you're literally doing the gun fu thing. Like, it was fun. It was worth the wait easily.
Cool.
But we had split up for this.
Yeah. So I, unlike Crazy Ryan, did not get up at whatever.
Unlike Crazy Ryan, the guy who liked one of the most revered games of 2016, you did something else for the morning.
Yeah. So I slipped in and then went to the League of Heels. Aaron
always wanted to go to that too.
Aaron Trite?
Oh, I gotta read the people
We did this
again?
last night. Like, I never remember his last name.
No, I got it. Here it goes. Ready?
At least I didn't say Butters this time.
Yeah. Not yet.
So yeah, they do it every year at PAX. This sort of fake wrestling event with like people from the games industry.
Always wanted to go.
Yeah, it's a blast. Like, it's so funny.
PAX Rumble.
PAX Rumble.
I mean, I don't even know why I'm listening to people. It's freaking everybody. Aaron Trice, Alexa Ray Correa, Austin Walker, Eric Pope, Pat Baer, Abby Russell, Alexandra.
There was like
Andy
30
Clare,
people
Ben
there.
Pack, Dave Lang, Jeff Gersman, John Drake, Patrick Klepek, Paul Verhoeven. It's wrestling. It's scripted, it's written, and it sounds amazing. And
Yeah, it's hilarious. And like we line up, and it's a good line for it too. First big panel of the day. We go inside, we sit down, and it's like, 5 minutes before the panel starts, and so they do the pregame show. And it's Pat Baer with Mike talking about, because apparently at a previous show they did this thing when Dan Reichert would come out and people started throwing hot dogs at him, like literal wieners at him. And so Pat Baer's like, okay, so everybody's an app. This is a family-friendly show, isn't it?
We'll come back to literal wieners, but yeah, just finish your description.
If you throw wieners in Seattle, you're an asshole. So don't do that, because like we almost got kicked out of the hotel last time. Like the whole big spiel about it. Don't do this, right? So of course,
I was going to say that probably didn't work.
Yeah, I know, it didn't work at all. So there totally was like wieners being thrown everywhere, and it was just it's hilarious. Like I'm pretty sure they're gonna put I know the previous ones are already up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sure this year's, I know it was recorded. I'm pretty sure it'll go up on YouTube or Twitch or wherever they're going to publish it. But it's definitely worth watching. It's hilarious. I think of all the things I saw at PAX this year, that was the thing I laughed the hardest at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, and like Dan Reichert came out and he's like dressed up with like a Statue of Liberty hat because he's like the evil American guy.
Bad guy, yeah.
And then he's the evil American guy from New York, and he starts like literally throwing postcards at us in the crowd with his signature on the back, and just like throwing like this, and that thing almost hit me in the damn eye. Screw you, Dan Reichert.
Wow. Is this scripted? Is this part of the show? Is this?
But anyway, like it was funny. I mean, Swery was there. He was dressed up as a White Owl because White Owl Studios. And he like when he's doing his wrestling spiel thing, he's like gets the microphone from Pat Baer and he's like, "Okay, everybody, say hoot," and then we're all going hoot, and it's like hoot, 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 and it does this for a couple minutes, and he's like, "Thank you," and then just walks off. It's just like it was
sounds about right.
Perfect. It was a lot of fun. It was really, really funny.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, in fact, I should just go back. I want to say this is the third year at the most they've done it. Yeah, so shouldn't be too hard to catch up. Although I think there are aspects of it that they keep going, and it takes place at
so
all the PAX they go to, like at least East and West.
Yeah, there's a website, and by the way, check out the website. I checked it out when I was later in the day. I had some time to kill. It's like classic GeoCities 90s, beautiful, terrible website.
Love it.
It's awesome. The other thing they mentioned during it though, towards the end, was that they actually have done a League of Heels documentary, which sounds really, really cool.
Oh, I thought they showed it there.
No, they didn't.
So you haven't
show
seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
They showed a trailer for it, which looked really cool.
Is it part of the show, like scripted? Like, does it tell the story from the show, or is it literally like?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm guessing it's
so like the promo thing was like it showed a TV screen like in this junkyard, and it was like showing little clips, and it was like spelling out the word League of Heels, and it would show like a letter, and then it would show like a scene from a previous event they had. And the last one they showed was like the fire, because apparently, context, one of the League of Heel events they did in the past, and I believe it was at PAX West, somebody set off a fog machine in the hotel.
I think.
And
in the hotel.
Like when they were doing the show.
Oh,
right?
Gotcha.
And so I think smoke detectors went off. They had to call the Seattle Fire Department in. They shut the event down. Huge, big deal. And so the last thing they show in the when they're showing these little clips is the picture of the fire truck in front of the convention center.
Keep going. This is real interesting.
Oh, yeah. Listen to that
it
rumble.
Is. I don't know why I said
it's
it like that,
the rumble. It's the PAX rumble.
But I'm going to turn off the air conditioning for all you sticklers for professionalism. Matt.
That's appropriate.
League of Heels, excellent.
Yeah, so it was great, and definitely worth checking out. And I'm totally gonna check out the documentary.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
And then I don't think we quite met up after that. I made at least one more panel called Easy Allies, which I had never heard of before this, but the panel was on kind of the title of it was something about crowdfunding something rather. I don't know.
Crowdfunding.
Basically how to do this thing that we're not doing very well a little better. So inside baseball. But it turned out to be the Game Trailers guys. Right. That Game Trailers fell apart or they got fired, I guess, because it was owned or whatever in February. But then in, I think, March, wasn't that much later, they launched Easy Allies. And it's these three guys I could tell you their names. Have you heard of them before, Adam?
Game Trailers or the people?
Yeah, both.
I've heard of Game Trailers. There are these things they call Game Trailers. Brandon
Jones, Ian Hink, and Kyle Bosman. Cool guys, actually, and they did have some good info. If a little bit of it was colored by the fact that, they did have momentum coming from Game Trailers, whereas we have no momentum coming from nowhere. So... but then I did play a game, actually, and stop me wherever we met back up, because I can't remember. Oh, it was
after lunch.
It was for this game, actually, I'm about to talk about.
Because I was crazy. I went to go meet some friends for lunch.
Dude, and I'm pissed, because you went and had ramen.
It was good ramen, too. There's this ramen joint, I didn't get the name of the place, either. I gotta look it up.
Dude, it wasn't, it's not you either can't pronounce it, or it's just ramen.
That's true. Actually, that's true.
Or something. But, if there was a ramen place nearby, I would just eat there. But there's a poke spot 3 blocks away that I'm surprised I haven't eaten there.
If it's any comfort, I'm terrible with chopsticks, so I made an ass of myself eating my lunch.
That is a comfort, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Overland was the name of the game I played, and it was the last one in the... We talked about a couple Ninja games yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Being A Night in the Woods and Tunic, the gorgeous-looking Tunic. Overland was the last one. They had the whole passport thing going too. So if I played all of their games, I got a passport, and then I got mini posters, which are postcards, but it doesn't matter because I got them for my daughter, and she's going to love them. Anyways, Overland was the last one I needed to play, and it is an overhead type game where it's basically strategy.
Yeah, I kind of watched, when you were playing Night at the Woods yesterday, I kind of was watching a person play Overland.
Overland.
Yeah, thank you.
Over Outland. Over Outhouse Land.
Yo! How good would that game be? And didn't look anything like this.
Wait, why were you so excited about that game? That didn't sound like it would have been a good game at all.
Outhouse Land? Come on.
Outhouse Land?
Outhouse Land.
At best, it's a land full of outhouses.
Right?
Okay, all right, well, agree to disagree.
You ever play Redneck Rampage? Probably not, because it was a PC game. A PC game. Thank you. A lot of outhouses in that game.
Close to the dirty secret here.
Somebody has to reboot that franchise. Anyways, I don't know how I got onto that one. Outhouses, yes. Outland. When I was watching the guy
Overland.
Whatever it's called. When I was watching the guy play it, like it looked like the gameplay style was kind of like XCOM. Like it's like turn-based. Like you pick this guy, strategy. Make him move here. Pick this guy, make him move here. Let stuff happen.
You start out with one guy who has like he can move within like a 5-block radius, and then you pair up with another guy, and they both have little kind of cool little things. Like it's very short. Like one of them's like I'm gonna get all their names wrong, but it was like Darren. Just wants somebody to talk to, hates cars or something like that. Which I don't know how that's going to figure in because we did need to get into a car, which I subsequently destroyed on accident. But basically, yeah, you're choosing all these moves, but it. I started from the beginning. I made sure to quit out to the menu, and there wasn't a whole lot. They didn't give you because they'll give you papers that point out some buttons. It was a little rough. Maybe it's because I don't play a lot of those types of games, but
strategy games like that can be tough in like a convention environment.
Also, that's.
I mean, I didn't really play XCOM, but like I mean, I tried it out once, and like
I own it on the PC.
You own a PC?
Well, personal computer. In the generalist of sense.
I see, that's a Mac.
But it's a personal computer also, and they can't see it, so it just looks like you pointed to nothing, and we're like, Mac! So, yes, XCOM, it's totally like XCOM. You can get a second character named Darren or Devin, who has a greater set of spaces he can move, and you need to move stuff around to loot stuff to kind of solve the map. They're all kind of contained maps. But when you move stuff, it makes noises, and then the enemies start coming up from the grounds, which then can move one space each, and you need to avoid them while doing the rest of the stuff. So I actually finally figured out how to get the gas cans to the car and into the car. Like I could get the gas cans, but then I just kept getting in and out of the car, or putting the gas can on the back of the car for some reason. But I finally got the gas inside of the car, and then I drove the car off that map, and then that map was done, and then I got to another map, and then the car exploded because the enemies got close. I thought if I was in the car I was safe, but I wasn't because the enemies just got close.
Did you die?
No, I think I actually got out of that one, but my car exploded. Dude in the car might have died.
Sacrifices need to be made.
You're not wrong. But one of my guys, I don't know. I stopped playing after that. Honestly, I wasn't really. I don't know. Not my type of game anyways.
Yeah, you're not really a strategy guy.
Yeah, but that one may be a little more deep into the genre than even I. Because I'll go into, like, I've played even strategy games before. Like, Command and Conquer was one of my earliest games, and I love that to death still.
I played that game too.
Red Alert, yeah.
I played it on the PC.
Oh man, look at us! Is that all we play are PC games, dude? You're the PC. I'm still interested in what that company does. I think they got a lot of cool stuff. In the oven right now.
Definitely of the three, Tunic is the one that's the standout.
Yes. Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, in fact, I played them in the order I'm most interested in them. Tunic, Night in the Woods, Overland. And then I feel like we split up again. Maybe not just yet. Both of us ended up at the 404ing panel.
Yeah, that's where we went next, actually.
And that was Pat Baer's panel, which he does every year with some guests. And this year, the guests were, in fact, very own...
3 people.
Alex Navarro, Erica Lahey, and Charlie
Navarro?
Chu. Yeah, it was Alex Navarro. Oh. Also from the League of Heels, Giantbomb.
Yep.
That panel's always fun because it's basically... even Pat Baer will say this. It's like Tosh.0, but it's nice. So they come with bearing gifts from the internet, but in a nice way. Like, look at this thing I love so much. Like, it's very much positivity, and that makes it cool, and also usually freaking hilarious. Like this stuff. This is the panel that brought us all those noodle commercials. Remember?
Yeah, last year.
Which from Japan. Yeah, those are still just. Some of it's weird stuff too. This year, the standouts, which I'll just straight up mention because I've got these queued up ready to go.
I kind of want to. I'm curious which ones you think are the standouts.
The Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
One. Dude basically made like a feature-length stunt movie with Hot Wheels and tracks.
The production quality on that was pretty amazing.
Fantastic!
Yeah, like it was
like you don't think about it when you're watching it, but there's a tiny camera on a Hot Wheels on that track. Like that's how he gets the inside shots of the tubes. Like it just looks normal watching it, but
the tracks themselves were amazing too.
Also, yeah,
like he had tubes like going through like swimming pools, and he actually set up like Barbie dolls on the side of the swimming pool, looking in the tube as the cars go by,
and underneath too. Like you're going underwater where there's like I thought they were real people for a second, but they were Barbie dolls.
Yeah,
Barbie dolls are real people.
So some of the other videos in there were near and dear to my heart as a Canadian because it was the Canadian heritage videos.
Those are good.
So no, you're too kind.
No, they were good in the 404 in it.
Yeah.
Good. They weren't like good in that they educated you or weren't
our national treasure
hilariously made. No, but I guess the story. Did you know the story behind those?
Oh yeah, I remember watching those growing up as a kid. Okay. Like the one panel
explains a lot actually.
So much. But yeah, like the video of like James Naismith or whatever his name was, who's like the guy who invented basketball. He did it in Massachusetts.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Cut the bottom out of the basket, and then it's just like
cut a little hole
so the ball still doesn't go through. Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny stuff.
That was funny stuff. No, I will give you that. Canada is a national treasure.
I'm not trying to take that.
But okay, that's. I might even put that above the other one I was going to mention, but that Fountain View video was for I think must have been a retirement home or something.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, some of the best. That's on my list too. Some of the best ones are the ones that are made seriously. And again, this is done in a way not to be like, look how stupid you are. It's just, it's when you learn to kind of unironically love something for its craziness or faults, it's a wonderful thing. And this is one of those things that like somebody put work into and never at any point thought it was either, that bad or terrifying. Or terrifying. There's a dog
like
with
dog
and monocles.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like it was a monocle on one eye, and the same monocle, but the image was like rotated and put on the other eye, and then human teeth imposed on the dog's mouth. And they were like gleaming white teeth as well, right? Like they were just.
They were very nice teeth. No, I mean do not fault the video for its teeth. But yeah, no, it was that's another one I'm gonna have to find.
What does Matt say? Thumbs up.
Yeah, see, even Matt likes it. But he didn't send me any new reaction videos, so this was we got to do what we got to do. He's also not in the chat, so we can say whatever we want about him. Miss you. So we did split up again after that because I decided I would wait in line for Biomutant.
That's right. Right. And then I just kind of like wandered around the show.
Okay, so you didn't make it.
I didn't really do anything else.
Okay. So the plan at that point was going to be, since we wanted to go to Giantbomb, it's something we do every year. That you were going to get in line before that because I was going to another battle. But before all that, I did do Biomutant. Biomutant is a new one from THQ Nordic. They released a trailer that was kind of cool. To me, it's interesting to see what that company's going to do because of THQ and Nordic's history, even though THQ's history might not necessarily fit into this other than IP rights and whatnot. But it's a new publisher and or developer that's kind of posturing and making steps to be something different, and that's interesting to me. And Biomutant, I think, is something they've put at the forefront of that. Yesterday we also talked about how, or maybe the first day, I can't remember, day one, we talked about how I was surprised at how much just they had at the show, period. Like, they have like 5 games there, which at one point I thought I should write all these games and I can list them off when I say it's crazy how many games they have. And this is while waiting in line for, but no, I was in line for Biomutant, so it wasn't like it would have taken any effort.
And you still didn't do it?
No, didn't do it. No, didn't do it.
Good job.
But Biomutant, I did do. And it's... So the trailer is literally taken from a scripted... sorry, no, not even scripted. Like semi-scripted, like you're still in control event in the demo. In the trailer is this thing where you're this fuzzy animal and this big guy comes up to you and you split his sword with your sword, and then he has a big thing and you dive through a hole. And you do that. You run through the game a little bit. It gives you a little bit of customization up front, which I actually think was pretty well done. For me, anyways, who doesn't necessarily like customization or find it terribly engrossing or useful or with a point sometimes. But this one, it gives you a circle, and you just move a circle around that, and it does stuff based on where you put the circle. So it's like, choose your fur type, and I went over here, and it got longer. So I actually spent a little bit of time in that, and I thought it was kind of fun. So that was cool. Chose a color. I had a pink, purple, long, furry, fat dude.
Pink, purple, long, furry, fat dude.
As it goes.
So you.
And I think customization fits into that game. Like, they made a point of that. I think that was in what little they did say about the game, was that there's some aspect of choosing stuff and outfitting your guy. It's an action adventure game. So think, like, why is Odyssey Pixie's Perfect 10? What is that name of that game? It's literally the first game that comes to mind anytime I think action adventure. And I don't know why. Like, I should think like Assassin's Creed or something. But I think about the game that I can never remember the title to that had DLC that was called Pixie's Perfect 10.
Enslaved,
that's it. Yeah. Odyssey. Did you ever play that?
Yeah.
I like that game.
That was a good game.
Yeah. Really good game.
Underrated.
In fact, I could more recently say something like Recore, which I played. Same type of thing. But Enslaved, arguably better, even if I liked Recore. So Biomutant is that type of game. It's couched in kind of a serious story about nature. Like, it's got this narrator that kind of talks about, the I don't know if he used the term mother tree, but I kind of expected him to, or think he did in retrospect. But you're saving things that save trees and make things bloom and stuff like that. And it's more involved than that. And there are actually characters that I met, or one character that I met that was interesting, old dude in a wheelchair that I kind of saved while he was like rolling around shotgunning people. So it was cool. Like, it was cool. I don't think it's breaking any molds just yet. Like, the combat itself was still fun. I felt like I got good at it pretty quick. So I don't know if they keep that going, because if they don't, that's just going to get boring. Like, the control scheme was such that I found the buttons that I could use in conjunction with each other, that I was doing like these cool, like, fly towards them while I'm shooting, and then you hit a button, right bumper button something, and you like throw your gun around, which does like a loop while it's firing. Like, pretty cool stuff, actually. Right. But I felt like I was even starting to juggle by the end of that, so I was kind of like, I hope this goes deeper. They do more than this. Otherwise, I've kind of solved it really quick, and I could see this.
Like, not having the legs.
No, it would be boring. Like, after not too long. Yeah. But there is, and this might be partly a solution to that. There is the crafting. I crafted a new gun, which they have a randomized feature. I'm not sure. I guess might be another thing to say. I'm not sure at what point in the game this was. I felt like maybe it wasn't starting from the beginning, so there might have been a lot, like if crafting is just some sort of randomization thing, like, that seems weird. Like, it seems like I should have to earn some of that first, like, anyways. But it seems promising, if not, breaking any molds just yet.
Cool.
Yeah. Especially for a new studio, newish, or publisher, etc. So, From there, basically, we did, I think, Giantbomb was the next thing we met up at.
You went to another panel.
I did go to another panel. I went to the Hustle and Flow panel because friend, if we may say, buddy of the show, Khalif, was there from Spawn on Me. But it was actually something I had on the schedule already. Real Talk on Making It. With Tanya DePass, Shauna Bryant, Caitlin Tremblay, Zoe Quinn, Brandon Stennis, Khalif Adams, he's from Spawn on Me. And really fantastic panel, actually. Like, for dealing with some really heavy subjects. Like some of the stuff they had to go through coming up in the industry, and they wanted to make a point of not glossing over some of the struggles, or a lot of the struggles, or failures even. They wanted to make a point. And they did that in a really impactful way. Like, their stories are important for everybody. It was fun to hear them. Like, totally worth going. Cool. Yeah. And I got to talk with Cleef a little bit afterwards. And it's good to see him and catch up a little bit there. But not much to add, I guess. In fact, I don't know how much we can add about the Giantbomb panel. Like, it was Giantbomb. Like, fun as ever. Another podcast to recommend for you. There you go. But
I don't, like, every year I go to the Giantbomb podcast at PAX. I don't think I've ever listened to an entire bombcast.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like 3 hours long.
They are quite long. No, yeah, that's how I started listening to them, was from the PAX. Like, the first time I ever heard of Giantbomb was the first time I went to PAX, in 2010 or whatever it was.
Yeah, the first time I heard it was, I think, my first PAX year.
And then even then, I don't think I didn't start listening to them. I went to the panel again in 2011. It was a couple years at least, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try podcasts. I didn't listen to podcasts at all, but yeah, actually, about that time is when I got laid off and I got a new job, where podcasts come in handy. So that probably helped. But yeah, really good podcast. Very amazing, entertaining group of guys. Like, I actually respect them quite a bit because, and there's a whole story behind, especially Jeff Gersman's beginning, and him and Ryan Davis and what they did and why they did it. But I think that core tenet of just being true to themselves, which in turn makes them, true to everybody else. Like, I've never at any point have I ever thought they've given anything but their honest opinion on the games they're playing. Like, even if, people, and Jeff Gershman's been around for so long and in the industry for so long, and I think people give him a hard time for not liking a lot of stuff, which he'll talk about it himself, about being overly critical and being around for so long that kind of happens in a way. But even then, I've never thought, him to be anything but completely honest and reasoned, and it's their opinions, and they're very upfront about that too. So yeah, a lot of respect for those guys for sure.
And we had chicken wings.
And yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah, what was that?
Wild Wings? Buffalo. I just automatically want to say Bill, but it's not Buffalo Bill Wings. Although
was Buffalo something wings?
I'm sure it's Buffalo Wild Wings.
Might be.
They're building one in my neighborhood right now, and I've never heard or been to it. Although now I've had one of their wings because Dan brought some after being there for 14 hours straight or something.
Something like that.
I don't know. Crazy group of guys. Fun panel as always. And we came here. And that's it. When this is over, you leave. You won't be on another show for who knows how long. Until you're
kicking me off.
Far from it, Adam. We appreciate you. Everybody here today appreciates you. If not immediately, then eventually, for hanging out and doing this kind of on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, no, this is always fun. But yeah, this is my last day for PAX, so I mean, like, towards the end of the day, I was I was feeling the PAX fatigue, and just like I came back to the hotel room and just chilled for a little bit, and it felt really good to do that, actually.
That's why I don't do it.
But yeah, PAX as an event it's interesting. Like, we were talking about this either yesterday or the day before about how the events kind of evolved over time. really seeing that this year more so than
Seems we saw it, huh? Yeah.
We saw it last year, but much more so this year, I think. And not even necessarily in a entirely bad way. It's changing. It is definitely changing.
Yeah, well, not entirely. A little bit of a bad way, but
yeah, there are aspects of
that's just a bad way to put it. That's glass half empty.
Right.
It's glass half full. We're okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's put it this way. I think we're both still going to come again next year.
Yeah.
And I think the important thing we still got one more cast to go tomorrow, even if Adam won't be there. So I'm not going to close out too much, but we shouldn't forget that a lot of what you get out of PAX is what you put into it, and
totally.
It would take a lot to kill the community that's born here and that feeling. The thing that I found when I first started coming here, which was like, I had no idea this thing existed. Like I had no idea there were this many people like me out there.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So PAX is cool. Stick around.
Cool.
0 hit points is not as cool, but we will also still be here, and we thank anybody that will be here with us. We aren't going to stream a game tonight, but I have the video problem solved, and I'm going to put up the things that we have done in video form. The audio podcasts are up everywhere, so keep checking them out. And like I said, we'll do one more tomorrow, and then we'll take some time off. No small reason, because I got hired out of state for a while. But thanks for hanging out. As always, we'll see you guys tomorrow.